Hello, welcome to this part of the tennis ball massage series. We're going to work today with our arms. So we have acupressure points on our arms. I'll mention a few of those. And also, for example, these muscles here in the forearms can get very tight and tense and really welcome some tennis ball massage. We're going to also work the points just underneath the collarbone, which is a point from the lung energy channel, which really helps us to open our breathing and to assist in our immune system, in boosting our immune system. So first of all, I'm going to do this seated and take a cushion onto my knee so that my arm is close to where I want to work with it. And we'll start with the inside of the forearm, so palm side up. And we'll just start to gently roll the tennis ball to as far as the elbow, and then we can roll with the opposite hand and applying gentle pressure to start with. And you can imagine that there's 3 lines down the arm, one straight down the centre towards the middle finger, one towards the thumb side and one towards the little finger side. So you can work down and up those channels and just gently giving some stimulus on the muscles. And on the energy channels, you don't need to know too much about the energy channels, just that we're encouraging energy to flow as we do this. Okay, there is a point just inside the wrist. If we use 2 of our own sized fingers and place that against the crease of the wrist, right in the centre there, you might be familiar with this point, a point which is really helpful for any kind of nausea. So pregnancy or travel sickness or nausea in general. So we could just very gently roll the ball over there. And even if we don't have nausea, it's a very grounding point. It's opening for our heart and it's relaxing. So just gently there. And if you do have nausea, just taking it very gently, lots of breath. Okay, then let's roll back up the arm. We're just going to come onto the inside of the elbow here. A couple of points just close to the thumb side, inside the elbow, in the elbow crease, a point which is very useful for any kind of heat in the body. So if you've eaten hot food or if you're suffering from hot flushes, that's a point just inside the elbow. You feel which is the right point to stimulate. Just right there as the elbow creases and then on the thumb side. And just a little further down, or just an excellent point for relaxation, and it might encourage you to take a deep breath and open your lungs. Okay, so I've got a solid grounding with the cushion underneath. And I'm going to come up the biceps. You might want to just bend your arm to do that, and nice if you've been working out, you've been to the gym or doing lots of yoga, so relaxing the biceps, and it's quite a big muscle, so just go round and see how it feels. Okay, we're going to come to the point just at the top here, underneath the collarbone. So let's make some circles. So if we feel our collarbone just here, right underneath, gently, it's a place which can be quite sensitive. And again, it might encourage us to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay, and from here we'll go to the top of the shoulder, so the ridge of the shoulder, and along the top of the shoulder joint, Feeling any knots around there, any areas that are tight. You might just want to stay with your hand here and just press down gently. And remember, we could also ask somebody else to do this one for us. Okay, and then let's go just on the wide part underneath the shoulder joint itself, the wide area, and can be quite tight. Imagine all the lifting, typing, carrying that we do can get quite tight. So we're going down the outside of the arm, and again that feels quite delicious, just stimulating those muscles. Again, bending the arm. So when you bend the arm, it changes how the muscles are exposed to you for working with. And when we've finished the top of the arm, we're going to come on the top side, so the back of the hand side of the arm, and we'll need to bend the arm and just press, and this muscle can take a little more pressure. It is sensitive. So lots of breathing in and out, and again, covering almost 3 lines. So we've got 6 energy channels that begin or end in the arm. So again, we've got one virtually down the middle, we've got one slightly more to the index finger side, and we've got one again more to the pinky side. So make sure that you cover all those, and that will stimulate some positive vital energy. Okay, I'm going to lean a little bit more on the cushion so that we've got a solid base from which we want to massage. Okay, and then I suggest resting, noticing how does one arm feel compared to the other. My arm feels a little bit more tingly, a little bit more awake, actually relaxed, a bit heavy, and then I know that it's relaxed. So I'm going to show you on the other side. So on the other side, I'm going to work as though I'm on a tabletop. So if you think about maybe your desk or a dining table, that height with the chair next to it, then that's a great level, great height to work at. And you might just have one of these next to your computer and just pick that up now and then to keep the arm relaxed and stimulated. So first of all, along the inside, rolling, maybe make some circles. And remember the point just inside the wrist, very gently there. And the wrist can be quite sensitive, so just going gently there. And if there's any points you want to put a little bit more pressure on, just hold the ball and lean into it. So if you're on a desk, you could stand up and put your whole body weight onto that. And notice how that might feel. And you're tuning into your own body, so you won't do any damage as long as you keep listening, that there's not too much force, that there's not any pain, and that this feels pleasant. Your hand will guide you to where the muscles are, to where the knots are. And remember, just inside the elbow, so one side might be a little more sensitive than the other side, so going gently, and remember to access all of the 3 lines going down the arm. We're going to come up to the biceps and we'll bend the arm again, so we expose the biceps. And whilst we're here, we're going to rest on this point just underneath the collarbone and just gently stimulate our breathing. So a healthy breathing pattern assists our immune system, our central nervous system. So basically very good for our health and keeping healthy. And then I have to bring my arm down to just access the underneath the shoulder, on top of the shoulder. And then down the outside of the triceps side, the muscle, and staying there for as long as it feels comfortable. I recommend just a couple of minutes for each session to start with, and then maybe when you've got the technique, your body's more used to it, you can spend a little bit more time on the areas where it feels really needed and really good. We're going to come down to the forearm here. So as I've got a solid table to rest on, I'm going to just really work that muscle. And that feels really good to open up that muscle, say hello to it, give it some vital energy and blood flow, exchange of fluids and gases, and to iron out any knots that might be caught there from overuse, from general daily life. And there's just a point just close to the elbow. It really feels like it needs a little bit more work, so I'm going to just stay there for a moment. Okay, and when we've finished the second side, I'm going to rest both arms down. And I'd like to show you with the 2 tennis balls in the sock how we can stimulate the side of the arm, the outside of the arm, going all the way up and down. So I'm going to start somewhere in the middle and just, I need to bend my knees. I need to roll down and roll up. So we're strengthening our legs at the same time, like in a standing squat, and that feels lovely because it's accessing both sides of the long bone of the arm, working the fascia, working the edges of the muscles. And we might do that with the forearm. So we start somewhere in the middle and just using the wall as such a solid surface. Okay, and I invite you to try that on the other side. So that was the end of this session. Thank you.